Thanks, Jay Winnis and Bill O'Reilly. In the Weekdays at Bernie segment tonight, there was a shootout yesterday on Meet the Press between David Gregory and Senator John McCain. The subject, the Libyan chaos.
We have had a massive cover-up on the part of
But a massive cover-up of what? I mean, Susan Rice, wait a minute. Susan Rice said there was a lot of confusion.
Do you care, David?
I'm asking you, Senator, what is the cover-up of
I'm
what?
asking you, do you care? I'm asking you, do you care whether 4 Americans died? The reasons for that? And shouldn't people be held accountable for the fact that 4 Americans
what?
died?
You said there's a cover-up.
A very
A cover-up
dear
of
man.
what? I'm just asking you, a cover-up of what?
Of the information concerning the deaths of 4 brave Americans.
All right, here now the purveyor, BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. So I thought Senator McCain won that exchange, but did Gregory do anything wrong?
I don't think so. Senator McCain said that there was a cover-up, and it's a legitimate question to say, what's the cover-up? So I don't think David Gregory crossed any line, but I don't think John McCain crossed any line either. He went down in the longer version, in the actual interview, he went down a whole list of questions that he said the President of the United States hasn't answered about Benghazi. John McCain said, I don't know the answers to those questions. My guess is neither does David Gregory and a lot of other reporters. They don't know the answers either, but they've shown a breathtaking lack of curiosity about those questions. So when John McCain comes up with this and says, you know, what are the answers? David Gregory ought to be more curious about what those answers are.
That's why I thought McCain won, because he said, do you care about this? Because we don't know how these men...
Right. But do you know why it got as testy as it did? Because John McCain and others on the right believe that President Obama has not answered these important questions about Benghazi, and he got away with it because the media was complicit.
Won't hold him accountable. The media doesn't hold President Obama accountable for anything.
And that's the bigger issue. Right. Can I give you 2 reasons why I think that's the case?
Sure.
I think one reason has to do with Barack Obama, and the other reason has to do with Roger Ailes. The Barack Obama reason is the media has never been so in love with the president before. They adore him, they love him, they respect him in a way that has not happened before. And that's because he's young, he's cool, he's black, and he's liberal. If he were conservative, they'd crucify him. The second reason is Roger Ailes. Before Roger Ailes created Fox News, as we know, ABC, NBC, and CBS had a monopoly on broadcast television news. But Fox has become so popular and so influential that I think the other media, you know, the networks and the New York Times and other places like that, are compensating for Fox's influence. So they're no longer simply biased. Now they've moved beyond bias
aggressively
into activism.
Right, activism. That's an interesting point. Last week we told you about the pipeline to diminish Marco Rubio. Starts on cable news, then it goes to the late night comedians, then it goes to Saturday Night Live. Roll the tape.
It's right here. Where's the water? Can you not see? It's never that far away. It's right in front of you. It's right here. It's back where you were.
What? Which way, Seth?
Back where you were.
Hey, there it is. Oh my God! Oh, so good. Life-giving water.
Do you feel better now?
I do. Here, I just want to put that back.
Okay, you just want to put that back.
No, let me just put it right back. That's it.
It was never there.
Do not want it to be a distraction.
But there's even more to the pipeline, correct?
Yeah, as you said, it starts out in the news. By the way, this is the same news media that showed very little interest in Benghazi, but a whole bunch of interest in what they're calling Watergate, you know. And then it goes to the comedians, as you mentioned.
Right.
And then it goes back to the morning shows that talk about what the comedian said the night before.
So it's a full circle.
But then it goes to one other thing, and this is what we're both concerned about. And it all seeps into the consciousness of the American electorate.
Right.
And that's what it's really about in the first place.
Buffoonerizing. The new word of the day. Buffoonerizing Senator Rubio, or anyone else who may be a threat to the left-wing orthodoxy.
Well, that's an important point. They only go after those that they fear and those who have influence, those who are a threat. And when Marco Rubio made the cover of an establishment news magazine, Time magazine, as the Republican savior, right? That's when he became a threat. That's when he was in their crosshairs.
There you go. Bernie Goldberg, everybody.